Good morning, everyone. This is your host, Keidron Coger, and this is the show, Recurring Thoughts. And today, I'm going to talk about what happened last night in the NBA Finals. This is episode 10 of the installation of Recurring Thoughts. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Let's hop right into it. So, Game 4 was last night, and it looked like the Warriors had full control of it early on. And something happened. The Raptors played a lot better defense, and I was kind of shocked to see the Warriors just squander a lead. They had Klay Thompson, the guy that I thought was the big key in them winning a game. But obviously he's not. I guess KD is the big key in them winning a game. So watching the game, my initial reaction was the Warriors are looking pretty dang good early on. Okay, let's see if they can hold it up. And bam! The Raptors come back and they play great defense in the second half. Going to halftime down, I believe, 5. Don't quote me on that. They were down only by single digits. So, yeah, this game was one for the ages. I enjoyed watching it. The Raptors are looking like the team to beat. The Raptors are probably going to close this series off. I'm going to go ahead and throw my prediction out there. No, I'm going to save it for later. I'm not even going to ruin it. But overall, like I said, my initial reaction was the Raptors are looking really good. And the Warriors look like they are tired. They can't keep up with the Raptors. And that's something that's not good for Golden State. They're going back to Toronto for Game 5. And hopefully the Raptors are looking to close it out. So overall your stat leaders for last night's game, of course, your usual Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, um, Pascal Siakam, Ibaka, of course, and another guy with 10 points, Kyle Lowry for the Warriors. Kevin Looney had 10 points, who was not expected to play, was a late tip-off decision. Draymond Green had 10, and those were your double-digit players. Everybody else contributed from both teams, of course. But Kawhi Leonard had 36 points, and again, like I said, if Marc Gasol and Siakam are playing decent or well, or they are contributing as the second man, they will be able to win just about any game against the Warriors, and that's what they've been doing. This time it was Ibaka in place of Marc Gasol, who didn't struggle, but it was Ibaka who was the other guy to help keep the team afloat, and that was great for him. He had 20 points in 22 minutes off the bench, and yeah, he had a great game. His length and his athleticism allows him to guard basically 5-on-5. They can switch on any pick and roll they want with him. So overall, the Raptors look good. Kawhi Leonard, he looks good as usual. Of course, early on, his team struggled, and he kept them in the game early on, and everybody found their shot, and it was just on from there. The league got up to as much as 12 to 15, I believe, in the fourth quarter. Um, and, man, the Raptors just looked really good. Kyle Lowry had a big shot at the end of the game, a big layup over across Andrew Bogut to the basket. Andrew Bogut opened his pivot foot, which is something you don't allow the driver to get to the basket, and Bogut allowed that. And of course, Kyle Lowry got an easy layup. So overall, like I said, my initial reaction was, wow, the Warriors might run away with this. And then my initial reaction changed with, wow, the Raptors are doing their thing. And what can I say? They look good. So Game 5, like I said, will be in Toronto. And hopefully, just hopefully, the Raptors maybe will clean it up and finish it out. We've been in this situation before where somebody's up 3-1. The team that is down right now has been in that situation on both ends of the spectrum, being up 3-1 and losing, and being down 3-1, coming back and winning. Of course, they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2016, down 3-1. They came back to win that series. And of course, that 2016 team also lost in the finals after being up 3-1. So man, it's just a lot for them to take in, but I believe they can handle it. Now, this is the question I've been waiting for. Will KD play Game 5? I believe he will. I've been saying that for 2 games now. I believe he will. Klay Thompson came back and played, and of course he played well. He had 28 points in 42 minutes. It's like him and Steph are playing the whole game, and they just don't have any depth, right? They don't have any depth, and that's just a crazy thing to me. Is a team like this with all this superstar power, uh, they don't have any depth, and that's what kills them in the end. And teams like the Raptors are using guys like Fred Van Vliet, Serge Ibaka, um, Patrick McCall, Norman Powell off the bench. Those guys can play off the bench, but they just don't have anybody off the bench. They don't have a strong bench to compete with a bench like that. Um, Steph Curry had 27, like I said. Draymond Green had 10. He was one rebound away from a triple double. Um, he's a triple double machine, but it didn't help when you're losing by 13 points. So I don't know. They're gonna get it together. I believe they'll get it together, and hopefully, I see a game 7 in this series because my official prediction of Warriors in 5 will not hold up. It's not here anymore. So let's just throw it out of the window and forget about it, right? No, you can hold me to it. That's okay. There's some things I get wrong, so I'm not mad about it. It is what it is. Uh, Overall, my favorite play of the or most important play of the game to me was I think Kawhi Leonard steal from Iguodala, who tried to throw it across court to Curry, and Kawhi got his hand on it, took it, passed it up to Siakam. Siakam got fouled. This was in the fourth quarter, and that was the dagger to me. That was the finishing touch for me. Um, the most valuable player in this game was Serge Ibaka off the bench. Without him off the bench, I don't think they would have won this game. So Serge, congratulations, you're my most valuable player. Um, the let's see. I don't think I had a super favorite play this game. I did enjoy watching Kawhi steal that ball from Andre Iguodala. That was pretty. And the story of the game, also to me, let me talk about this: is turnovers. For some reason, the Warriors turned the ball over so much. I don't know if it's because of the defense by the Raptors, which they did play great defense, but I mean they're just making bad passes. It didn't make any sense. Like Curry had one pass. I mean, he tried to telegraph it. Come on, man. You got to make smart passes. You're great. He's a Hall of Fame player, of course. But, man, when you turn the ball over like that, you're not going to be able to play with many people. Uh, so that's one thing they have to get better on is trying to read the defense and getting through, man. It just looked poor. Um, they were shot poorly from three this game. They only made 8 out of 27. Shot 29%, which is unusual for them. So that also told the story of the game as well. And they shot 44% from the field, which was better than the Raptors. But the Raptors made one more shot than they did, and of course they got to the free throw line as well. So the Raptors looked really good. Like I said, I keep saying that they looked really good, and they do. They look very good, and I see them closing this out at home this next game. I don't see Kawhi Leonard letting this team let up, and if KD doesn't play, the series is over. If KD does not play, the series is over. I thought, in my opinion, it depended on Klay Thompson playing, but no, it does not. It depends on KD playing. So if Kevin Durant does not play this series, the series is over. Game 5 outlook. It's in Toronto on ABC again, and I'm looking for the Raptors to close this series out. And I don't. It's been a fun series so far. It has been a really fun series to watch. The competition level has been a lot lower than I thought. As far as between the Raptors and the Warriors being able to compete. For some reason, the Warriors haven't been able to compete with the Raptors. Like it's not like these games are super close. I mean, 13 points is a big margin, you know. So I don't understand what's going on with the Warriors. Hopefully they fix it. I want to see a game 7 in this series. This has been a fun series to watch, but I want to see a game 7. Please give me a game 7. The biggest story that I've been thinking about is if KD loses, will he stay? Or if they lose this series, will KD stay with the Warriors? I honestly don't know, but um, he, I think he will. If they lose the series, he will stay. If they win it, he won't. just because he doesn't like having a blemish on his record. So uh, I really do think that they should. I think he'll. Sorry, I think he will leave if they win this series. I think he'll stay if they lose. Um, the thing that surprised me most in this game was how bad, how fatigued the Warriors looked. They looked very tired in this game, and I was kind of shocked by that. Yeah, I understand that they've been playing injured and Curry's having to play a lot and all that, but they look very fatigued as they play, and it kind of drives me insane because it's like you practice and you play for these moments, and you granted 43, 42 minutes is no joke. Don't get me wrong, but man, you're in the NBA, you got to sacrifice. I've been in rec league games where I played 45 minutes and I was okay. I mean, yeah, that's not the same thing as the NBA, of course, but I'm just saying you got to play and live for moments like this. This is the best time of the year, playoffs, right? One thing I love is how humble Kawhi Leonard is, and I watched his post game interview, and he just basically they kept on asking him, Game 3, you guys will hopefully, what is it like to feel this way? Are you ready to close it out? He's like, we still have a lot of games left. I'm not gonna I'm gonna stay focused on winning one game at a time. I can't get ahead of myself, and I just love that about him. He's such a humble guy to me, and that's something that the Raptors needed. Not to say DeMar DeRozan was not a humble guy. I enjoyed watching DeMar with the Raptors, but Kawhi Leonard gives them that championship presence that they really have grown into with this series. And Kyle Lowry seems like he's stepping right into that quarterback role. As Kawhi Leonard said, he said he's our quarterback, and I really believe that. Siakam, a young player who's stepping into his role, and would DeMar DeRozan do I think he would have stepped into this role? Probably not, because he is young. So my Game 5 prediction. Game 5 prediction. You already know what it is. Game 5 is in Toronto. I see them closing out at home, even though my predictions have been wrong the past two games. I'm still going to go with Toronto at home, and they're going to close this series out. I'm going to give you a score. Let's see, 107 to 102 is my final score for this game. Toronto closing it out. Raptors win the NBA Finals 2019. They win the trophy. And your Finals MVP to me is going to be Kawhi Leonard. He's averaged over 30 plus points in this series, and I just see him winning the Finals MVP. This was your podcast, your favorite podcast. Of course, you know I have to end you with the quote of the day. The quote of the day, of course, is sponsored by no one, as usual. So, quote of the day comes from Mother Teresa, and the quote is, "Love is a fruit in season at all times, and within reach of every hand." Once again, love is a fruit in season at all times, and within reach of every hand, Mother Teresa. Yes, that is very true. Love is a fruit, and that it's in season at all times because you can love somebody at all times. At all times, you don't have to be rude to anybody. You don't have to be mean to anybody. Love people, man. I care about that. Love, give, love, be hopeful in life because you never know when your time is up. Love somebody. Tell somebody you love them. You know, it's not hard. It's just a word. It has meaning behind it, of course, but it's just a word. It may brighten somebody's day for you to say that. Family member, stranger, you know. Tell somebody you love them. You know, I love this podcast. I love every listener I have, wherever they may be. And thank you for listening in. This is your podcast, Recurring Thoughts. Look out for episode 11. This was number 10, recapping Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Toronto Raptors won it 105 to 92. I'm your boy, Kedrian Koger. This is Recurring Thoughts. Peace.